Okay, welcome back to the Power of Model Drawing. So we are resuming back our drawing lessons after the March break. Okay, so let's come back to fractions, right? How do we draw out fractions? So question 1, the P4 pupils in Best Primary School either cycle, walk, or take the school bus to school. 2/9 of the pupils cycle to school, while 2/3 of them walk to school, and the remaining 35 pupils take the school bus. So how many P4 pupils are there in the Best Primary School? Okay, so when you see fractions, you have to know how to interpret the fractions, how to break up. So if you look at the 2/9, so the 2/9 is generally talking about what group? It's talking about the pupils. Alright, so this 2/9 is talking about the pupils, and out of these pupils, you have two parts or two boxes who cycle to school. So if I were to break up, it means that the pupils have altogether 9 boxes, and 2 boxes cycle to school. And that's how you do arrow pointing if you are going to draw the model. And then 2/3 of them. So this fraction refers generally. What does it generally refer to? It refers to them, which is all the pupils as well. So which means that all of them have 3 boxes when you draw the model, and 2 boxes walk to school, right? Okay, and if you look at these two fractions, are they both referring to the same group? You have 2/9 of the pupils, and you have 2/3 of them. So the word them refers to the pupils. So which means that these two fractions, they actually refers to the same group. So you can make the denominator the same. So 3 times 3 and 2 times 3. So you get 6/9. So you do not look at 2/3, right? Now you can change it to 6/9. And then you draw your model. Alright, so we are going to draw the model now. So if you look at the first sentence, there's nothing to draw. And but if you look at 2/9 of the pupils cycle to school. So you have a rectangle, cut this rectangle into 9 boxes. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 2 boxes cycle to school, right? And 6/9 of them walk to school. So you label another 6 boxes, and these are the 6 boxes who walk to school. And the remaining, so where's the remaining, which is the last box? They take the school bus. So I'm just going to put down bus, and how many pupils take the bus, which is 35. So how many P4 pupils are there in the primary school? So your question mark is for the whole rectangle. Alright, so your model is done. Then you look at the model and you can call the boxes units. Right, all the boxes here, all the boxes are equal. So you call them units. And there are how many units altogether? There are 9 units altogether. And if one unit is 35, then how many pupils in the school? Which is 9 units. So you take 35 times 9. And you will get 315 pupils in Best Primary School. So you can see the steps are very few. So when you draw the model out, the advantage of drawing the model is you can solve faster, and also you have lesser steps sometimes. Alright, usually you have lesser steps. Okay, so that's how you work out the answer. So 9 units will be 35 times 9. Alright, so let's go on to the next question, and let's interpret the fraction. Alright, Maya baked a total of 370 muffins, 2/5 of the muffins. So this fraction is talking generally, right? It's generally talking about the muffins. 2/5 of the muffins were chocolate flavored. So if you were to break up the fraction, it means the muffins have altogether 5 boxes, and 2 boxes were chocolate flavored. 104 were vanilla flavored, and the rest of the muffins were cheese flavored. She sold all the cheese flavored muffins at $4 each. So how much money did she earn from the sale of all the cheese flavored muffins? So if you don't know how to do, what do? We always try to draw out the model first. So the first sentence, you can draw a rectangle which represent all the muffins, and there are altogether 370 muffins. And then you cut the rectangle into 5 boxes. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And 2 boxes were chocolate flavored. Okay? And then 104 were vanilla flavored, and the rest were cheese flavored. So which means that the rest of the 3 boxes, right, the rest of these 3 boxes must be vanilla, alright, vanilla and cheese flavored. So I'm going to just put down a plus there and the CH for the cheese. Alright, and there are 104 muffins were vanilla flavored. And she sold all the cheese flavored muffins at $4 each. Now if you can't put the $4 in the model, or if you are not sure how to put, then you don't have to put. So how much money did she earn from selling the cheese flavored muffins? So this model is referring to how many. Alright, it's not referring to how much. So if you can't put the question mark, then you don't put, because you're supposed to find how much money she earned from selling the cheese flavored. So in this model is showing how many muffins. So it's not showing how much actually. So when you draw this model, you are actually drawing out how many of each type of muffins. So if you can't put anything in the model, then you just jump. Alright, just skip to the next sentence. Alright, so we are done with the model drawing. And if you look at the model, you can solve already. Because why? All the boxes are called units. So you have 5 units, which is 370. So your 1 unit will be 370 and then divide by 5. So 1 unit is 370 divided by 5. And what do you get? So you will get 74. So your 1 unit is 74. Alright, so if 1 unit is 74, you can find how many are 3 units. So over here, how many is 3 units? So you take 74 and you times 3. Right? 74 times 3, and you will get 222, which you can put on the model. So whatever numbers you have found, you add on to the model. Alright, and then you can find how many cheese flavored muffins. You take 222 minus 104. That will give you 118 cheese flavored muffins, and you put down over here. Alright, if 1 cheese flavored muffin is $4, then how much did she earn from selling all the cheese flavored muffins? So you take 118 cheese flavored muffins and you multiply by $4 each, and you will get $472, which is the money that she earned from selling all the cheese flavored muffins. And you have solved the problem, right? So it's actually not that hard. But when you look at the question the first time, you might not be able to solve it because it seems to be quite hard. But after you draw the model, the more you draw, it becomes clearer. And then one step will lead to another step. After you have finished the drawing, you write out the first step. Then the first step will lead to another step, and so on. So even if you can't get the answer, you should be able to get the meta marks for the steps. Okay, so that's how you work out problem 2. So now let's go to problem 3. So again, you have 2 fractions. So how do we interpret the 2 fractions? Now, an equal number of boys and girls were jogging at the park. After 2 hours, 2/3 of the boys. So this fraction is generally talking about the boys, or it refers to the boys. And 5/8 refers to the girls, right? Generally, right, it's talking about the girls in general. So what happened to the boys and the girls? You can see the boys have 3 boxes, right? Altogether 3 boxes, and 2 boxes of the boys left the park, and the girls have altogether 8 boxes, and 5 boxes also left the park. And there were 27 girls who remained at the park. So how many girls were there at first? And how many boys left the park? Alright, so let's draw the model, which is not quite hard. When you see equal number of boys and girls were jogging, the equal concept. So what do you start with? You start with 2 equal rectangles because you have the equal concept, equal number of boys and girls, right? And what I would also like to do is to draw a dotted line to show that the 2 rectangles equal. All right, so every time there's an equal concept, I always will use a dotted line. All right, now the boys have altogether 3 boxes, so you just cut into 3 boxes, and 2 boxes left the park, so you label, and 1 box must be remain. Okay, remain in the park. All right, and the girls, there are 8 boxes, so you just cut into 8. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 5 boxes left the park, and there must be 3 boxes who remain, right? Okay, now there were 27 girls who remain at the park. Okay, so you got 27. So how many girls were there at first? Okay, so let's draw a dotted line. Maybe I would like to do something like this to put the question mark. So how many girls were there at the park at first, and how many boys left the park? Okay, so now we can solve already. So how do we solve? All right, if you look at the girls' boxes, there are altogether 8 boxes, and 3 units of the girls left. So which means that your 3 unit is 27. So your 1 unit must be 27 divided by 3. That will be equal to 9. Okay, equal to 9. And by the way, before we continue, now do these 2 fractions refer to the same group? Do we make the denominator the same? No, we don't make them the same, because 2/3 refers to the boys, right? And 5/8 refers to the girls. So there are 2 different groups, so you cannot make the denominator the same. All right, very important lesson. All right, so let's come back. So 3 unit is 27. Then can you find how many girls are there all together, which is 8 units. So 8 units will be 8 times 9. So there are 72 girls all together at first, and you found part A, right? Okay, now how many boys left the park? So if you have equal number of boys and girls who were jogging, so that means that there must be the same number of boys. So you should be having 72 boys at first, right? Equal number of boys and girls. All right, so if you have equal number of boys and girls, and you can see that 3 boxes of boys is 72. So can you find what is 2 boxes? So you can call this parts if you like. All right, so you have parts and units. So in primary 5, when you go to primary 5, you will have parts and units model. So this is something like your parts and units model. So you have 2 parts or 3 parts is equal to 72, and 1 part will be 72 divided by 3, and you get 24. And 2 parts of boys left the park. So that will be 24 times 2, and you have 48 boys who left the park. All right, so what are parts and units models? It means that when you have different boxes, different size of boxes, they don't look the same. You call parts or you call units, and for other boxes that look different, you call them something else, which is your parts. All right, so you use parts and units to represent different kinds of boxes. All right. Okay, so we are done with practice problem 3. So you can see that the lesson today is not very hard. It's always about the model. So if you can draw the model, everything is actually quite easy after that. All right, so stay tuned, right, for the next coming lesson on model drawing. So we are soon coming to the end of our primary 4 model drawing lesson, right? We still have about another 3 or 4 more lessons. And then after all the model drawing lessons are done, we'll go into something else, which I will announce when the time comes. All right, so we are done with our lesson, and hopefully you are more confident to be able to draw out the model on your own. All right, so look out for the next lesson. All right, we will continue. I will see you on the next lesson.